Scorpio, good morning. How you doing? Ooh, you could be dealing with two women for a lot of you, or a same-sex relationship, or a cancer. I'll leave those two out. But before we begin, Scorpio, I need you to do just three things for me. It's very important. Please do not click off the reading. As soon as you've started it, please make sure that you follow it all the way through to the end, if you can. I'm also hearing Gary or Tina, but please make sure that you watch it all the way through to the end. Also, to make sure you give it a like, smash that like button, Scorpio, if you can. I've got to try and get this algorithm up, and leave a comment. But one of the most important things is the like, and make sure that you watch it through its entirety and not to click off, because the algorithm thinks that you guys are not interested if you click off. Okay. So now we've got that over and done with. So Scorpio, so you've got two women out. Okay, so it's a same-sex relationship for a lot of you. Some of you, if not, you're actually in a relationship. You're just coming up as kind of like very grounded, very loving, very stable, if you're with someone at the moment. I'm also hearing horse stable, someone that does horses, or constable also. Someone that is like a police detective. They work for the police force, or they're a screw or a guard that works in like the prison sentences. Well, this is a prison sentence here, but I'm definitely picking up that someone that works for the prison. Okay, so it could be well, we call it in the UK, we call them screws. Okay, but like screw loose. Someone could have a screw loose, foot loose. So that would be Kevin Bacon. Could be eating a lot of bacon, could be eating swine. Some of you could be on a carnivore, and even on the carnivore diet. Could be on a carnivore diet, because I'm hearing swine, which is bacon, so that's also pigs. So someone could be, sorry if you're with the police force, it's just us for the UK, is what we say. Okay, but I'm definitely saying, like, so hearing something around the police force. I'm also hearing bacon, which means that for a lot of you, you could be on like a keto or a carnivore diet, and you're literally just trying to eat like meat, okay? That's just come up channeled wise through these two cards. Yeah, some of you, there's a meet and greet, like meeting someone, or I've just met someone. Some of you, it could be a new person for a lot of you here. I'm also hearing Percy, Baxter, the name Baxter, Perse, Pucci, Pisces, Paula. Could be dealing with a Piscean. You could have it in your chart, like myself. Let's see, Scorpio. What's Scorpio got coming up this week, please, for Scorpio? So you got the moon, Scorpio. So sorry, the green screen's probably blacking it out here. Difficulties with a mother. That's a Piscean, more than likely. Difficulties with a mother. If you guys want to know something about someone, you're going to have to ask them. Okay, this is, I need to find out stuff. So it's like Virgo. Okay, so 9. Virgos are all about research. Research, unless your name's Rihanna, or Reese, or Ricky, okay, or Rachel, or anybody's got R in their name, okay. If you're in a couple, so we'll go down many avenues of these readings, because I have to deal with couples, singles, divorcees, blah, 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 God knows what else, same-sex relationships. So, for a start, message 1, if you're in a partnership, your partner is helping you research things that are kind of going on, like, say because Virgos are always good at research, because they'll always keep digging until they find that one thing that satisfies them. So if you set a Virgo on a task and says, right, I need you to find out something, they'll find out. Trust me, they will find out. So I don't know if someone's trying to find out any clues or anything like that, or Dr. Clooney, or a doctor that is also here. Like, I need to talk to a doctor, or I'm an MD, or you're an MD, but like a doctor, MD. Well, I'm also picking up people that are like quite high up in their, like they've got like very good jobs. So like either a doctor, a lawyer, solicitor, or they are, like I said, a police officer, someone that's kind of like going for like higher up in the rankings of certain things here. Definitely hearing MDs, so like doctors. So for some of you, if you're not actually a doctor, you might be like consulting your doctor. I'm also hearing I'm a consultant as well. So it might be where you are, I don't know, you consult with people and they tell you. I'm also hearing like assault and battery. So I'm picking up like court things, court related stuff, and like I deal with women or men that are dealing with like, you know, traumatic experiences, blah, blah, blah. I'm an MD, sort of like doctor, nurse type sort of practitioner. I have clients, so on and so forth. I don't like the word life coach when it comes to a spiritual person that does tarot card readings, because I am not one of those. Okay, but like, yeah, someone that's like a clinical physician of such. I'm also hearing like I'm also looking for a new position at work, like wherever it is that I work, I might be replaced by this other person here. Okay, so we've got a place, which is a fish. If I say place, you say cod, haddock, fish. So I'm looking to be replaced by another person, or I'm looking to replace someone. So if you're looking for jobs or money or something like that, it feels like that someone might be replacing one for another. Now, if you are in a third party, very difficult situation that's been going on, it feels like that someone might be trying to find another person to replace the person that they was with. Like, I need a replacement. Okay. Some of this is like school or college, where it might be like children involved, because I'm hearing I need a placement. Okay, which means like they don't have that here, but you know, in America when you watch it on the TV, and through the letterbox comes, oh, did you get your placement? Like a scholarship or a placement, and is maybe involving like said going off to college or going off to school. Jack, Black, Jack, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jennifer, Jen. But I'm not your generic cup and fish reader, by the way. If you've just found me, I read your life, more than likely, okay? Not all tarot cards can just relate to your love life. So you have to go with the process, and then when we go over to the other side is normally when I just turn to a normal. This is kind of what's going on, right? But at the moment, your first messages are, some are where children may be thinking about flying the nest. Okay, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. That would be whoever it was that starred in that, whatever his name was, Jack Nicholson. So the name Jack, Julian, Justin, Jackie, Jennifer, Jack, or Jeff, and then also Nicholson. So like anybody's got N in their name also, or like Nikki or Nicola or something like that. Okay, Nicola, Nicole, Nicola, Nikki, something like that. Okay, names. But I'm hearing like, did you get your placement? Because I'm thinking about flying the nest. So like children thinking about moving out from their home. This is a mother. Okay, more than likely here. A mother could be Cancer, Scorpio, Piscean, possible. Okay, they could have like 2 grown children or something like that. Or they've got their love life kind of going on, but they're also very concerned about like their children's love life and kind of what's going on in that, and a bit like a homebody, if you like. So I can be telling you when I'm reading about a person, like, you know, what do they do? What do they do for a living? What do they feel? What are they? Is that here? Right, they could well be a mum, like a mother, and they're concerned about like kind of what's going on with my children. So it's Putchy, or open up in here, something stern. Let's see, did you know that you had Scorpio in your chart? You're a life path 4, Putchy. There you go. So you got 5 of Swords. So you got Sagittarius, Taurus. Someone's fucking going crazy here. Like I said, it could be a mother that's going crazy at this time. Some of you believe or know that someone ran off with another woman or a man. Okay, because this is like, you're not telling me the truth, and I don't know what you're doing, and I can't keep a track of you, and I believe that you might be talking to another woman. Sorry, I've got to hide it from the green screen. But like, you know, are you talking to another woman, and what is it that you're hiding from me? Because I believe that you're hiding stuff and that you're not having me in your life. Now, if this is an obsessed mother, sorry for you mothers out there, but you can only learn one way or another if your children are not speaking to you. Okay, I deal with a life path 4 person, and I have 3 placements of Scorpio, so I know exactly how that can be for a lot of people. If there is a mother here that's trying to just be included, George or Clooney or Georgia from Georgia, or the name George, okay, but if there is a mother here that's trying to be included in a person's love life, and the person's like, look, I've asked you not to keep asking me questions about what's going on with my boyfriend or girlfriend. I've asked you not to intervene what's going, because someone doesn't trust their parent here. They don't trust their parent, or they don't trust their ex or their mother-in-law. I don't know, but they don't trust their parent. So they don't want their parent to know what they've got going on in their life. Now, like I said, it could be because their name's Chris or Christine or Chrissy, but it could be because they've been criticised their whole life. They've been criticised by making mistakes. This is normally, you know, when in relationships you split up, you break up, you get back together, you split up, you break up, you get back together, and people don't seem to understand what a soulmate is or a twin flame relationship is, even though you guys watch it and more than likely go through yourself. Okay, normally when you break up is normally when parents know and when people start telling people. And then they say, oh, you're back together then, I knew you would do. And then they're kind of like, yeah. And then they're like, no, we broke up again. Oh, why? And then it's kind of like, right, I'm getting really fed up with like keep telling you that we've split up and that we've broke up, and I'm not going to tell you anymore. Okay, because just let me just do me. Like, if my relationship keeps failing or it doesn't, this is none of your fucking business, so I'd rather not tell you. I'd rather not have you in my life keep asking me questions about my love life than what I would rather you in it and me keep telling you all the time, because it's just leading to more and more arguments. So this can be caused where two people have just reconciled and they're actually back together, but the parents don't agree with their daughter or their son going back off into the relationship that they were in once before. Now, like I said, you can watch this as Scorpio, Aries, or Life Path 4. If this is not relating as a Scorpio, it may be relating as an Aries placement, because I read in numerology. Okay, on the top of an Aries card is a 4, on the top of a Scorpio energy is 4. So when you're watching a general tarot card reading, it will definitely relate if it's relating and you're watching it as an Aries and you don't have Scorpio in your chart. It's very important to understand if you want to know the depth of tarot readings. So, message 1 that I've got at the moment. Two people are together, but two people or one person doesn't like that these two people are actually together. And this is where mother-in-laws, father-in-laws and friends can start judging someone for being back with their ex-partner that they've got back with. I don't like it that you're in a relationship with them, because I don't think that they are good for you. Now, that can either be two things, because I am better than what they are and I deserve you, not them. Okay, or I'm just interfering in your love life, telling you that you're going to make a mistake, and you made a mistake going back with her, and I deserve you, and you're making a mistake being with that bitch or that arsehole, because I think that they're a controlling piece of shit and that you're not supposed to be with someone that's narcissistic. Anybody ever heard that one? Okay, so let's rule over certain things that kind of go on through tarot just to debunk a lot of stuff. For a person that's been through this many times with my person, okay, that is very quick to judge a person when you are kind of going through it. Because soulmates, they have what I said in the last reading, which is fear of rejection, abandonment. But they have, which we taught was about engulfment and stuff. But it's also one that has avoidance tactics. They avoid, and they are taught to avoid their emotions by a parent, because they're controlled by a parent environment. So if you've grown up and you have child issues and you've been growing up through all this kind of like, you know, a lot of arguments, a lot of abuse, my parents split up, or like I had an unruly brother or whatever, and I was the only child and all this sort of shit, and all that stuff went on, you can grow up with either one of two things. One is avoidance tactics of avoiding my feelings and emotions and not expressing them, as the other one has fear of abandonment, which is also anxiety. So they have worry that they'll be left. Okay, don't like being left. The mother and the father can also show that same mirror. The mother fears being left on their own when their children moves out, and I can't let go of them because they're old enough now to look after themselves. And what will I do on my own if I'm on my own? I don't have a partner. What would I do without my children here? I have to have my kids around me all the time. Now, that can be a very unhealthy attachment of refusing to ever let go of children and to let them be who they are and to fly their nest. Or it can easily be overcome if it is a minor card. But it is something that needs to be looked at within this reading. Now, this can be about you or this person. Okay, so the mirror is the two people that are together possibly start dealing with this that go on with their parent. And they talk about their parent and they say, fuck, what's going on with your parents? I'm like, oh, God. They're fucking at it again, they're arguing, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It can be that, okay? Or it can be that my parents and your parents are against us two in a same-sex relationship. Or it's we're in a same-sex relationship and some bigot starts saying, you shouldn't be in a same-sex relationship. If you're in a same-sex relationship, you go, girl. You do whatever you want, okay? Don't let people intimidate you to do what you want here. Okay, but these are people that disagree to people that are trying to make something of themselves here. Okay, so you've got messages of parent that gives off an energy of teaching someone to avoid their emotions. I'm teaching you a valuable lesson to avoid your true emotions, to find out who you truly are. So I need you in my life, okay? So I'm not letting you express your true emotions, or that's how a child possibly feels. Okay, so they can't express it. So when that comes to their relationship, that is why this is probably broken up in their relationship quite a few times, because the mirror of the mother becomes the child. The child becomes either one of two things. They become avoidant of their emotions, and they don't express their emotions so easily, definitely to the mother or the father. They definitely avoid opening up to a parent. Because they avoid opening up to a parent, that is a reflection in their relationship, where the other one that grew up in a dynamic that could have been exactly the same as this starts to have this energy of anxiety, of anxious behavior, that I need to keep proving to you that I want you in my life, that I need you in my life, that I can't let you go. I don't ever want to be on my own. I never ever dever evie devi stevi devi evie stevie. I never ever want you to go. I want you to be with me all the time. And I fear that you might. So when I don't know what you're doing, it makes me start thinking, you didn't speak to me in the morning. You didn't let me know that you were coming over. You didn't let me know. Why did you not text me last night? Why did you not text me this morning? Why did you not let me know that you were going to walk out the door and not telling me that you were going? Does that sound like a dynamic within a relationship and also a mother and father? You didn't let me know that you were leaving. You didn't let me know that you were coming over. Ex-husband. You didn't let me know that you were coming over before you came over to pick up the child. Okay. Child relationship. When they're in a relationship with a person, you didn't text me this morning. You didn't let me know that you wasn't going to be coming. I thought you were coming over tonight and you didn't. Why did you not let me know that you was not coming over, or you was? You see, the reflection of this shows a mirror of what a mother and a father, and what we all teach each other, is to avoid our emotions and then to argue about our emotions and actually express it by arguing, when that isn't the way. The way is to avoid. But that's what was taught to why one of these people avoids. See, the other one thinks, oh, you're doing exactly the same as you did before. You're always ignoring me. You don't ever want to stay around long enough to argue it out, do you? No, because I actually don't like arguing. That's why I avoid. Because that's what you've taught me to do as a child. You've argued with me and we've had that many fucking arguments that of course I'm going to ignore you. I'm not going to pay any attention to you. Of course I'm not going to. Why would I want to? Because I need to argue this out and I've got stuff to talk to you about. Well, I haven't. So I'm going to avoid you, right? So child grows up like that, avoiding their emotions. So when you first meet a soulmate, or you go through this with someone that you can work this on, exactly the same message that came out through the last reading that I just done. Okay, done Pucci. Okay, the child then grows up with that same aspect of their relationship. They start to say, through their relationships, they break up a lot, they split up a lot, they go through it, and they're kind of like, why are you avoiding your emotions? Why can't I always seem to get you to want me as much as I want you? Because you want me too much. You want me all the time. I'm trying to like have a little bit of a break and distance. No, but I need you to see me tonight. I need you to speak to me tonight. I need you to be around me tonight. I need you to, like, what you doing? Where are you going? And it's kind of like, okay, I need a fucking break, bruv. Like, I can't breathe, right? So I'm just going to avoid it. I'm just not going to bother. Okay. You're avoiding. Split up, break up, arguments. It causes a separation. Okay. So scenario of child goes back to mother or mother-in-law or father. Oh, have you broke up again? Yeah. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Why? Oh, well, you're all right. You only ever really need me anyway. I'll sort you out, blah, blah, blah. Great. Okay. Until the one that's avoiding stops avoiding, starts being honest and thinking, I really miss my ex or my partner. I really want to be around them. Okay. They have then in turn then started to work on their, okay, I'm willing to work on this with you if you are. Okay, if we can just get past our ego and start realizing that I really do want to love you and I do love you and I just need you to let me love you. Okay, if you can accept that, then we can go back to being this. You see, So when you get this chain and this mirror that's created by parents and everything that kind of stands in each other's way, every time you have an argument, normally is when a person doesn't speak highly of the other person because their ego is bruised and wounded and they've got salt in their wounds and they're very salty at that time. So the chances are that they're never really going to hold that person in a higher light. They're going to say, oh, she's getting on my fucking nerves. Oh, he's done it again. Oh, they're just getting on my nerves. So they're not going to speak to about anybody in a good light. It's because their ego is wounded. It's pride. It's kind of like, no, she's doing my nutting. So they're not going to say anything nice. So if they express that to a parent, later on when they do get back, they're like, well, you fucking changed your mind, didn't you? I didn't think that you liked that person. I thought that you'd split up. I thought that you broke up. I thought that was the end of that. Yeah, but we made up. Because soulmates are supposed to be together and we ended up working it out. But you keep breaking up all these times and you keep splitting up and breaking up, splitting up and breaking up. What on earth is it that brings you back together? Probably because we're supposed to be. It's probably because we're supposed to be together. That's why. We're working through control issues, meaning that my partner actually wants to work on this with me instead of against me. They actually want to work on it with me. And if they do, then I in turn work on it with them. Because what we work on is avoiding emotion and then also fear of being left and unwanted. So as a couple that work on it, but there's a parenting situation that doesn't like who the person is chosen. But they didn't choose the person. Destiny brought them together. So you get people that try to separate people that are destined to be together. And this, in turn, is why you guys can also get yourselves in third-party situations. Because when a contract is drawn up and two people are supposed to be together, no matter what fucking happens in life, they will end up being together if they are not already. And if they are, then it will be very difficult to 100% split them up. Because if destiny was to say that these two people are supposed to be together, there is nothing that can separate them. For a time being, because it can be where they're working on arguments. They work on an argument and then they have an argument, but then someone finds out that they've had an argument and then they think, well, you shouldn't be with that person. But what the fuck has this got to do with anybody else other than your own? So like I said, if you watch or you cross-watch and you've always got an opinion about someone else, just sit back a moment, take a look at what goes on in your own relationships and what also goes on in the relationships with your ex or your husband or your children. What goes on with that? Does that kind of relate and think, oh, fuck yeah, I just kind of realised that I have a big opinion on other people's relationships when I actually forget to look at myself and look at my own. What's my own love life been like? What's my own relationships with people or friends been like? Have I been on my own quite a long time and that I actually fuck people off and I have a go at them so they don't want anything to do with me? Because using aggression is a good way of avoiding anybody getting close. If I show signs of strong aggression towards people, they won't want anything to do with me. But then I could come up as a mind game expert and think, well, I actually do want you now. But then I don't, and then I do, and then I don't, and then I do. So if I use aggression as a tactic to not want you around me, I'm going to scare you off. But that's my whole game. That is what I want to do. Because I have fear of being left on my own. But why would you have fear of wanting to be alone, but you make it difficult to want you? Because the parent or the person can have the same. You do realise that parents that teach children, the parent has more than likely got what the child's got, right? So this is why this is like a complete deep dive, where we're diving deep into a reflection of what I'm seeing in this mirror. Okay. The mother doesn't want to be left by the child, but they make it impossible for the child to get on with the mother because the mother has abandonment issues of being left alone. But if this has been an ongoing slog of arguments, this is only at the moment, we haven't gone into your love life yet. But if the mother has made it very difficult and understood that the children cannot get on with the mother, and then they want them, and then they don't want them, and then they do, and then they don't want them, okay, the child is confused. So the child goes their own way off into their relationship. But the mother that wasn't wanted at one point then changes their mind and realises that they are. But I need to shout and argue with you to get you in my life. But I have serious problems myself that I may not understand. That using aggression and tactics to try and get your attention does not work. Because if it did, you wouldn't get these. So it doesn't work. But this person possibly believes that that is the way to make things work, is to argue it out, is to stand in front of each other and argue, to lower each other's vibration. I feel so much better now I've told you that you're a dickhead. Didn't really help me very much. I walked off feeling extremely fucking insulted. How dare you talk to me like that? None the wiser. Okay. The wise man is king. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The one that walks away and doesn't pay attention to an attention seeker. But the trouble is that when it comes to their relationship, they possibly do the same in their own relationship. You see? And that's why you are this is why your karma turns around on you. I tell you every time. Your relationship can go very well at one stage where you're watching this and thinking, fuck, my relationship has been going really well for the last week. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, yep, I know definitely who this is. This is my mother. And then all of a sudden it isn't. And your mother is brilliant. And you split up with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You're like, well, fuck. I didn't think at the time, I was thinking it was going to be that one, but it wasn't. And then you're kind of like, oh, hold on a minute. I'm really getting on well with my mother. Okay. And then all of a sudden the ex wants someone back and you're kind of like, what the fuck? See, you can't never get rid of Trevor, or Tracy, or Treacle, or Tanya, or Tatiana, or Tyler. You can't never get rid of energy that is where it can just swip on you. For 1 minute, you think that it's this, and it isn't. It's actually that. You think that you see it all and know it all, but you don't until it happens. Okay, so it's either one or the other. It's either going to be where two relationship people have just reconciled and they're actually getting on, and now there's an argument between the family, or one of the family members is causing a lot of arguments for one of their kids or children. Okay. Or it's where, like I said, there is an energy here that this woman is looking down at this woman or this person, and they're kind of like, because it's kind of like follow my leader. They're both kind of like feminine, but also sort of masculine as well. Like, could be Libra, maybe. But like I'm trying to work out like feminine, masculine type sort of Jekyll and Hyde, or Jackie, but like Jekyll and Hyde type sort of like, you know, barking at the moon. 1 minute I'm crazy, the next minute I'm okay. 1 minute I've lost my fucking mind, the next minute I'm all right. And it really can be like a multiple personality, or multiple choice, but like multiple personality trying to get the grips of reality. Like it's 1 minute you're this, the next minute you're that. And it can be, like I said, it can be a parent. I have one here. And like, it's like this false facade that they put on that is so sweet and so enduring, but their fucking temper gets the better of them. And before you know it, they're off like a skyrocket, and you're like, that is not like you. But if you know the person, you're like, that is you, because you do it all the goddamn time. So it can be someone that is really sweet and kind at one moment, but then like, what do they call that? Fucking like in the cartoons, like a grandma that's kind of like, you know, very sweet. Oh, come in, dearie, come and have an apple. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're like, Jesus Christ, like Red Riding Hood, right? Silver's pussy. But you're kind of like, that's like Red Riding Hood. Like, 1 minute you're this, and then the next minute you're transformed into a fucking monster. Like, and it's like that. Like, someone's temper could be very dynamic. But I always say this about Sag and Taurus energies, because they are a 5, and it does relate to temper. Because it's temperance, right? It's 5. So is Taurus. So it means condition, temper. And I'm trying to like work on my temper, but my temper gets the better of me, and I can't contain it. So I can't shut the fuck up. So I can't help but put my foot in my mouth by raising awareness to someone that isn't doing what I want them to do, which is a condition. It's a condition that I believe people are supposed to do what I want them to do. And I've probably been believing for so long that demanding people do that is the right way to go, when it isn't. It's actually the wrong way. And it actually makes people turn their backs on people and think, I'm not having anything to do with someone that has a fucking vicious temper and starts wagging their finger at telling me what to do. And the trouble is, this is how children can also grow up. When a child starts saying, listen, or a mother or father, listen, you want to start doing this and you're not doing that, and you're not going here, and you listen, young lady or young man, you're not doing that. Would you want to hear that as an adult? So why would a child want to listen to that? Well, that's how they're supposed to be raised. No, not really, no. No, right? So you get this kind of like, well, what the hell are we supposed to do? Well, if it's too late, it's too late, baby, now. It's too late, because there could be a baby. Now, if someone's pregnant, oh, because I'm hearing it's too late, there's a baby. Nobody puts baby in the corner, right, Patrick? Fitzpatrick or Gerald? But like nobody puts Fitzy in the back. Someone could be Jim Morrison. There could be a backdoor man. I'm a backdoor man. You don't know, but the little girls understand. Well, believe it or not, Jim Morrison was a Sagittarius. And he was a player. Let's see. Scorpio. What's coming up for Scorpio this week, please? King of Pentacles upright. Sorry, I've got the whole deck in reverse. So, oh man, what is going on here now? So when I go over to Patreon, I will move this camera down so you can see. So it's not so difficult. But man, yeah, I've got the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Right, sorry, I've probably got to get like a thumbnail. But the trouble is that the King and the Queen are separated. They're going through separation. They're going through divorce here. Going through divorce. It's involving their children and going through separation and a divorce. Now, whether these people are both moved on with their life trying to find other people, they're still coming up in their same reading. And it might be because one is Scorpio, one is Aries, one is like maybe a life path 4, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So it kind of puts them in the same reading. Even if they were soul groups, it would put them in the same reading because they're constantly dealing with that. But you've got like a woman that's trying to move on, maybe with another woman, or you've got someone that's trying to move on, but this is also like where a husband or a wife has cheated maybe, and someone is still extremely salty the fact that the other person probably just fell out of love. But you see, the trouble is, with, like I said, when you get people that have serious conditions of what are bred through parenting, through this avoiding tactics of opening up and my feelings, when I have that, I get frustrated like a Scorpio. Okay, I get frustrated. I get closed off. I get closed in. Like I don't like people asking me personal shit. Like I stop asking me about my feelings. Like, you know, I'll prove my feelings to you, but don't keep asking me about them. Right? So just don't do it. Right? So you kind of get very touchy, very kind of like, ooh, right? So you can be known as being avoiding my emotions. Right? So Scorpio, you avoid your emotions and you avoid your feelings and blah blah blah. But then the other person could be like, I need to prove myself that I love this person as much as I want them to love them. But my condition kicks in to say, you're not showing me any emotion. Why? Because I'm avoiding that. Oh, so there you go again, avoiding your emotions, like you always do, Scorpio. Always avoiding your emotions, always avoiding me as a parent. You really do know how to avoid people, don't you? Well, one, parent, that's because you taught me. 2, relationship, that's what taught me. That. Get it? There's a mirror here. There is. Because the mother or father is probably trying to do the same but having very difficult problems in their relationship themselves. Yeah. It's kind of like that where you throw it back in someone's face and say, well, fucking look at your relationship then. If you keep paying attention to mine all the time and you're looking at what's going on in my life, why the hell don't you turn around and look at what goes on in yours? Because you seem to be batting people off left, right and centre, Miss Battersby, and actually not getting anywhere in your own. So how the hell can you stand around and talk to me, turn around and say, turn around, every now and then I feel a little, you know. Why would you be more focused on my relationship than your goddamn own? Turn around and look at yours, because he's on his way out. Right? So it's kind of like that, you know, don't have to pay attention to mine. Just pay attention to your own. Now, this could be pay attention to your own man or your own woman. Stop keep paying attention to mine. Look for someone that's fucking single. Like, you know, don't keep looking in for a relationship with my man or woman. Look for your own fucker. Because it's possible. Because you're getting quite a lot of these coming up. Right? So stop looking for relationships where people are involved and look for a relationship with someone that isn't. Or wants one at least here. But I definitely think that there's parenting things that are kind of going on. So you got multiple messages there, Scorpio. So now what I am going to do, make sure that you hit that like button, Scorpio. Please make sure that you hit that like button. Okay, please. It really does help the algorithm. Please make sure you leave a comment. Anything you want. Emojis, thanks Steve, whatever you want. Just something. Really doesn't take long. Okay. And then, like I said, just make sure that you watch these videos from start to finish, even if it's like 3/4 of the way through or at least halfway through before you click off. It lets YouTube know that you're interested in a video. Like the algorithm's like this. A lot of people, they click on, they watch it and they're like, okay, swipe off, go and watch something else. And the algorithm goes down. YouTube goes, awooga, awooga, awooga. No one's interested in your product, Steve, you're shit. Right? So if people are consistent, it's like that thing, oh, people are staying on here longer. So we'll promote his stuff. So please try to not click off. Okay? So now the next spiel. If you would like to continue on with your reading, I'm going to move the camera down and show you what is here and how I'm reading it. And then we're going to do a full table spread and clarify them all to tell you what else you've got coming up, the outcome, clarify them all, and all of this stuff that you've got coming up for maybe a week. Excuse me, but maybe for a week or two. Did you see my face there? It's very charming. But for like a week or two, okay? So, you know, we'll see. But all of the weeklies now throughout this whole month, because we're not even at the beginning of the month yet, throughout the whole month, all of these readings that come on here, they're all going to be going over to Patreon. So you can join whenever you like, but, you know, all your readings will be going to the full access bundle or the gold tier, well, both, actually. So depending on which one you want to join, but all links are provided below. Life Path 4, Scorpio, or Aries, if it's relating to you. Thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you soon.